morning everyone. So today I decided just to like film myself doing random stuff because I wanted to and because I'm really getting bored. Insert bored in the house song here. And so I think I'm gonna make some banana bread. I know this is everyone's quarantine go-to right now, and this is gonna be about the third batch of banana bread that I've made so far. So am I sick of it? Almost, but we're not there yet. Maybe I will be after this loaf. So a quick insert, my banana bread recipe is off of the internet. I will have it linked below. Our dryer is going and it's right here in the kitchen, so I'm probably just gonna do like a montage-y bit of whatever I'm about to do. So that was probably the quickest I've ever made banana bread because my camera's about to die, but I did change a couple things. So I put cinnamon and nutmeg in there because that's just, I love cinnamon and nutmeg in my stuff. And I didn't measure the vanilla because it's imitation vanilla, so it's just like, can you ever have enough, you know what I mean? The recipe calls for 3 to 4 bananas and I always do 4 just because I like it a little bit more moist. Also this time I meant to make banana bread like 4 days ago, and I didn't, and I actually love that because the bananas were so ripe that I didn't even have to mash them before everything, so that was so nice. So I recommend leaving them past the point of what you normally would and then see how nice they are, so I could just put it in the mixture. Also, it calls for softened butter and I always forget that, so I always am working with harder butter than I'm supposed to. This time I had some out on the counter, so it was soft, and that made it so easy to blend with the sugar. So yeah, those are the little changes I made. Put it in the oven for 45 minutes, I think. I don't know, the recipe's over there, but then we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so now I'm gonna wash all my brushes, and the way I like to do it is just to get like a Tupperware of hot, well, not hot, but like lukewarm water, just because if it's too hot it like lets go of the bristles and such. And then I use the Beauty Blender liquid cleanser. So I have 2 beauty blenders and I'm gonna work on these first just because I like to like really get in there. So let's go. So I like to get them like nice and wet. And then on the high traffic spots, which is usually the end for me, and then like around the tip is where I usually do my powder. So I'll just like put a drop on each where I want them. And I don't wash my beauty blenders as much as I should, but you know, we're all guilty. So for my beauty blenders, I really like to lather them up because typically wherever you put the soap is where it like gets rid of the foundation. This is a white beauty blender, by the way. You'll never be able to see it again, but I'm pretty sure it's the white one. And then I'll do a quick rinse. You can see it's kind of looking like swirl ice cream right now, so that means that we're getting somewhere. Okay, so as you can see with this one, it's pretty clean right here, but where I use it most, like I said, which is the bottom and the very tip, it's so saturated, so I'm just going to go over those a couple more times with the soap to try to get as much out as possible. Okay, so this is about as good as it usually gets. There's still some discoloration, but it's good enough. These are going to be set over to dry, and I'm going to start on my brushes. So to show you something that I use a lot, this is like a foundation brush. These I will typically put soap on directly, so I'll like do a little dip in the water like I just did. And then I can see, like, I just know the amount of foundation in there, so I'll put some on the bristles. Put it on my hand again. And I can just like see the foundation coming off. And I can like feel them. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit more. I like to do a little rinse, just so that way I can see like how much is actually left in there versus it just like suds. And then I usually run cold water over it, which is why I have warm water over here, because I don't want to waste a lot trying to get it the temperature right. So personally, I don't use a whole lot of the soap. I don't think. I use like a good amount, but I feel like if you want clean brushes, and if you're like, for me, I have a lot of acne, so clean brushes, like I can tell the amount of acne that I have based on how dirty my brushes are. So I feel like use it at your own discretion. If you're like, that's a lot of money for me to spend or something, then just use like a cheaper brush cleaner. Because you'd rather get it clean than mediocre, like if you're gonna spend your time on it. So just to show you, the bristles are supposed to be white on this, and they're still like a tan color. So I'm just gonna do it again to get it nice and lathered, since this is like my base brush, a brush that I use a lot. Nice and sudsy. Which I don't know if this is the proper way to do it, so don't quote me on that. But I can like feel the bristles getting softer. When I first got it wet, it was like hard with the foundation. So now that that brush is done, which is all clean, I try to like buff it out on the towel just to get any like immediate residue off, but also to kind of like fluff it up on how I want it. So now that you've seen kind of how I do a very gross brush and regular brushes, I'm gonna just try to knock these out. Alright, so now that I have all of my brushes that I really use clean, I'm gonna let them sit to dry overnight. I like to do my brushes after I do my makeup. Granted, I didn't do my makeup today. But like the fluffy ones, I'll always try to like shape them. I'm sure everyone does that because that's like, you don't want them to be crazy. But if you accidentally like get them to dry wrong, it's like the worst trying to use it, because I had a blending brush one time that was like crooked. It was the worst. Anyway, so yeah, I just like try to shape them so where they're not going to be crazy, and that's pretty much it. But I think for the rest of the day I'm just going to play Animal Crossing and maybe make dinner, so we'll see what I do tomorrow.